Hi everyone, it's Kimberly from the Westmont Public Library, and today I'm going to show you how to use tissue paper to make a watercolor project, either at home or with the kit you picked up at the library. What you'll need for this project and what's included in your kit are a sheet of thicker paper, cardstock, or watercolor paper, squares of colorful tissue paper, and a white crayon. I'll be using a spray bottle with water to achieve the watercolor effect. You can also use a paintbrush, sponge, or even just your hand to distribute water across your page. To get started, you're going to take your sheet of paper and start drawing out a design while using your white crayon. If you're having a hard time keeping track of where you're drawing, you can do something simple, like take a ruler and trace out a variety of lines. I'll be drawing a simple flower design just for an example, but the idea is to create a general pattern that is emphasized when the tissue paper bleeds. The wax from the crayon will seal onto the paper and prevent any of the colors from the paper to bleed through. Once you're happy with the design you've made, you're going to start arranging the tissue paper squares. To avoid any of the tissue paper blowing away, I recommend lightly spraying the paper with water. This will give you a little bit of a sturdier surface to layer your colors on. You can see here just the outline of the design that I just drew. And then you're going to start arranging your tissue paper. Once you begin laying out paper, try to think of these as individual splotches of watercolor that you would make if you had a brush and palette. You can follow a rainbow pattern or really just fill the entire space with different shades of the same color. The trick, in order to get a deeper color, will be to layer and fully saturate each individual square. As some of you may have already caught my mistake, you might want to go ahead and build your design on a tray to avoid any color spilling onto any other surfaces. For any nervous parents who might be watching this came right off with some cleaner and a sponge. Once my color arrangement is set, I'm going to start spraying the tissue paper down. It is delicate, so be sure to spray and/or apply water gently, but thoroughly. With a parent's permission, and if you have some already at home, you can also spray a bit of rubbing alcohol if you would like your colors to bleed together a bit more. And I'll go ahead and top that all off with just a little bit more spray of water. In addition to there not being a stain on my countertop, you will also start to notice where the colors did and did not mix together. If you would like a more colorful project, wait a few minutes for your first layer of water and tissue paper to settle, and begin adding another. Once it begins to dry, you will notice that the colors of the tissue paper have faded. That's because they have been transferred onto your paper. After about an hour or so, your paper will be damp but no longer soaked. Here's where you will begin peeling away your tissue paper. And as you can see, your design is right underneath. Be sure to peel carefully, as your paper will still be very fragile at this point. The nice thing is that the majority of all of this tissue paper will hopefully just come off in larger layers rather than each individual piece. And here is your finished watercolor design. I hope you guys like the program. This is a super fun project. You can make your own wrapping paper, your own stationery, or just hang up and admire how cool it turns out. But anyway, for more WPL Kids programs, be sure to follow our YouTube channel.